Welcome to Berlin, a city where every stone tells a story and every corner holds a memory. From imperial palaces to quiet parks of remembrance, Berlin is a place of deep contrasts and bold spirit. Journey with us through its timeless streets, where history, culture, and resilience shape one of Europe's most captivating cities. At the heart of Berlin, rising proudly at the end of Unter den Linden Boulevard, the Brandenburg Gate stands as one of the most powerful symbols in all of Germany. Constructed in the late 18th century under the orders of King Frederick William II, this neoclassical monument was inspired by the gates of ancient Athens. It was originally built as a symbol of peace, yet over time, it became a witness to war, division, and ultimately unification. With its towering 12 Doric columns and the majestic quadriga sculpture, Victoria, the Roman goddess of victory, driving a chariot pulled by 4 horses, the gate has stood through the rise and fall of empires. It watched Napoleon march triumphantly into Berlin. It stood silent during the Nazi regime, and for nearly 3 decades, it stood trapped in a no-man's land between East and West Berlin, unreachable and heavily guarded. But when the Berlin Wall fell in 1989, thousands flooded the square in front of the Brandenburg Gate, embracing freedom, unity, and hope. Today, the gate is a place of celebration and remembrance, a symbol of how a city and a country can rise from its darkest hours. As you stand beneath its ancient stone, you feel the weight of history and the heartbeat of a modern, thriving Berlin. The Brandenburg Gate is not just a relic of the past. It is a gateway to understanding the soul of a nation. Rising gracefully in the heart of Berlin's Tiergarten Park, the Victory Column, known in German as the Siegessäule, is both a striking monument and a powerful symbol of triumph and transformation. Originally completed in the year 1873 to commemorate Prussia's victories in the Danish-Prussian, Austro-Prussian, and Franco-Prussian wars, this towering column has witnessed dramatic changes in Germany's story, standing tall through eras of empire, war, and reunification. The column stretches nearly 200 feet into the Berlin sky, crowned by a gleaming bronze statue of Victoria, the Roman goddess of victory, affectionately called Goldels by Berliners. She holds a laurel wreath and a military standard, gleaming in the sunlight, watching over the city with unwavering grace. Visitors who climb the winding spiral staircase inside the column are rewarded with sweeping views of Berlin's skyline, from the Brandenburg Gate to the distant TV tower, revealing the layers of history that lie within the city's streets. Though born from military victories, the column has taken on new meanings over time. It's a place of reflection, a popular rally point for peace demonstrations, and even a vibrant part of Berlin's LGBTQ+ culture, famously featured in the Love Parade. The Victory Column reminds us that monuments, like people, can evolve, shifting from symbols of conquest to beacons of hope, unity, and pride. Nestled in the historic center of Berlin, Gendarmenmarkt is often hailed as the most beautiful square in the city, and for good reason. Framed by three architectural masterpieces, the German cathedral, the French cathedral, and the stately concert house, this grand plaza radiates elegance, history, and cultural harmony. Originally created in the late 17th century, it has stood as a silent witness to Berlin's evolving identity, from Prussian royalty to the vibrant cosmopolitan capital of today. The French cathedral, or Französischer Dom, was built by the Huguenots, French Protestants who fled persecution and found refuge in Berlin. Directly opposite stands the German cathedral, its twin-like design symbolizing unity through diversity. Between them rises the Konzerthaus, a neo-classical concert hall where symphonies echo within opulent halls. Whether bathed in golden summer light or sparkling with festive lights during the Christmas market, Gendarmenmarkt offers a moment of serenity amid the urban rush. But this square is more than just its elegant facade. It embodies Berlin's resilience and openness, where music, art, faith, and history coexist in harmony. Sitting at one of the charming cafes, surrounded by centuries of culture and architecture, you feel a quiet grandeur. Gendarmenmarkt doesn't just impress the eye, it touches the soul. In its graceful balance, it reflects the heart of Berlin, complex, storied, and forever welcoming. Very center of Berlin, stretching over 500 acres, lies Tiergarten, a vast green sanctuary where the city breathes, dreams, and remembers. Once the royal hunting grounds for Prussian kings, this sprawling park has evolved into a cherished public haven, blending nature, history, and reflection in every corner. With tree-lined avenues, peaceful lakes, and quiet pathways, Tiergarten offers a serene escape from the urban rhythm that surrounds it. Wander along shaded trails where statues of poets, philosophers, and forgotten heroes stand beneath towering oaks. Listen to birdsong echo across the water as you pass elegant bridges and open meadows alive with Berliners relaxing, cycling, or simply watching the world unfold. In spring and summer, the park bursts into vibrant color, while in autumn, Golden leaves blanket the ground like a quiet farewell. Even in winter, its snow-covered stillness feels almost sacred. But Tiergarten is more than just a beautiful park. It's a living canvas of memory. Near the center stands the solemn Soviet War Memorial, and not far beyond, the haunting memorial to the murdered Jews of Europe. These powerful spaces, folded gently into the landscape, invite moments of reflection and remembrance. Tiergarten is where Berlin's soul reveals itself. Quiet, resilient, and deeply human. It is not just a park, it is the city's beating green heart, carrying stories of past sorrow and present peace in every rustling leaf. Step into the grandeur of a royal past at Charlottenburg Palace, Berlin's largest and most magnificent surviving Prussian palace. Built at the turn of the 18th century for Queen Sophie Charlotte, this Baroque masterpiece unfolds like a storybook, one filled with courtly elegance, romance, and power. With its sweeping gardens, golden dome, and richly adorned halls, the palace transports visitors to an age where every ceiling held a fresco, and every corridor echoed with the footsteps of royalty. Inside, you'll find lavish ballrooms glowing with chandeliers, royal apartments adorned in silk and gold, and galleries that house priceless works of art and porcelain. The beauty here is not just in the architecture, but in the atmosphere, a quiet, almost reverent reminder of Berlin's imperial past. Each room whispers tales of composers, philosophers, and kings who once gathered here, shaping the culture and politics of their time. Beyond the palace walls, the gardens stretch in formal symmetry and poetic calm. Stroll along tree-lined pathways past fountains and statues toward the tranquil Spree River. In the warm months, the air is filled with birdsong and the gentle hum of admiration from visitors. Charlottenburg is more than a historical site. It is a portal into Berlin's aristocratic soul. Amid modern skyscrapers and vibrant neighborhoods, this palace stands as a timeless jewel, reminding us of the city's deep-rooted elegance and the enduring beauty of its royal legacy. Crowning the heart of Museum Island, the Berlin Cathedral is more than just a place of worship. It is an icon of spiritual grandeur and imperial ambition. With its massive green dome rising like a beacon above the Spree River, it draws the eye and the soul. Constructed in the early 20th century during the reign of Kaiser Wilhelm II, this monumental building served as the court church of the Hohenzollern dynasty. Its richly adorned facade, grand columns, and sculptures speak of a time when architecture aimed to touch the heavens. Inside, the cathedral stuns with its lavish interior, gilded altars, marble walls, and a majestic cupola painted with scenes of divine revelation. The air carries a quiet reverence, amplified by the mighty organ with more than 7,000 pipes, whose music fills the space with a depth that stirs even the most silent hearts. Beneath your feet lies the Hohenzollern crypt, where kings and queens rest in solemn silence, tying Berlin's past to its present in stone and legacy. Climb the spiral staircase to the dome walkway, and the entire city unfolds in breathtaking panorama, bridges, spires, and bustling streets stretching to the horizon. From this height, Berlin feels timeless, caught between the sacred and the worldly. The Berlin Cathedral is not only a marvel of architecture, it is a spiritual anchor in a city defined by change. It invites you to pause, to look up, and to listen, not just with your ears, but with your heart. Along the banks of the Spree River in Berlin's southeast lies Treptower Park, a place where beauty, memory, and silence intertwine. Spanning over 200 acres, this expansive green space is more than a simple park. It is a space of reflection, of history laid bare beneath the open sky. People come here to picnic, cycle, or walk among its chestnut-lined paths. Yet what lingers most is the sense of solemn reverence that quietly pervades its grounds. At the heart of Treptower Park stands one of the most moving war memorials in Europe, the Soviet War Memorial. Built to honor the more than 7,000 Soviet soldiers who fell during the Battle of Berlin in World War II, the monument is both vast and deeply intimate. Massive granite sculptures depict grief, struggle, and ultimately hope. A wide, tree-flanked avenue leads to a towering bronze statue of a soldier cradling a child, his sword resting on a shattered swastika, a powerful symbol of liberation and sacrifice. Yet the park is not just about remembrance. In spring, the cherry blossoms bloom along the river, and the air fills with laughter from families and musicians. In the quiet of early morning or the golden hue of sunset, Treptower becomes a space to simply exist. With your thoughts, with nature, and with the echoes of a city that has endured. It's a place where the past is never forgotten, but gently folded into the peace of the present. Berlin is not just a city you visit, it's a city you feel. Through echoes of triumph and tragedy, art and resistance, it leaves a mark on every traveler's heart. As the sun sets on its grand boulevards and peaceful parks, Berlin whispers one final truth. Its story is still being written, and you are now a part of it.